and Evelyn taken away by the Copenhagen Wolves. And on the other side, Twitch taken away by Fnatic along with Jax. That's left Kayle up. And we've seen how strong Kayle has been. The Wolves not hesitating here to pick that champion in as their first choice.
And I think they remember Mima playing Kayle against them and going completely crazy in the first day of week 5 in London. And obviously here you can both go to the mid lane, could also go to the top lane. Again, it's a champion. You have your own heal, you can sustain in lane, and you can bully out whoever you're playing against. Remember as well, teleport now. 40 seconds longer cooldown if you teleport to your tower. It means a lot for the top lane because you won't be able to be in the lane, take a lot of damage, go back to base and teleport back as often. So again, sustain means a lot more, where Kayle really shines.
So for Fnatic then, locking in their bottom lane, we're going to see Thresh going into the hands of that man on your screen, Yellow Star, and also Lucian here for Reckless. So no real big changes on his front. We thought that we may be seeing, you know, hyper carries like Vayne coming back into this one, but Lucian gonna be a very big pick. I mean, 93, let's call it 94% of games so far picked up. A solid first pick in your first round.
Even though Bloodthirster was a big deal for Lucian, it meant you had your mid-game power spike where all your abilities did so much damage because of the Bloodthirster. Even though it's changed now to only give 80 attack damage and you can't stack it any longer, you have different item builds now, which really works on him. Blade of the Ruined King into Ghostblade is going to be the big deal here, and it simply means you focus more on your auto attacks, and the 6 seconds of Ghostblade, remember it's changed now, so ranged champions can use it for 6 seconds. It was 4 seconds before, but the fact you can now build Blade of the Ruined King into Ghostblade, he has so much early mid-game damage with this build and so much auto attack damage. It's still very, very strong, and it makes Lucian a good champion.
We saw in the preview show a few plays coming out of Airwax on that Lee Sin, and he will get his hands on that for another game here up against Fnatic, and also deciding to lock in Bromin as the support.
Should be Lee Sin for Sanad if he follows the normal flow of jungle picks here, of course. Lee Sin is a big pick for Airwax, and he's a very good jungler. He makes a lot of plays, and I actually believe he's the jungler in the European LCS who's part of the most kills. I mean, he has the highest kill participation of all the junglers here, so it's a big deal for him. He has something where he can set up plays, and especially early game, because Copenhagen Wolves, they need to get this Kayle going, and whatever they get in for either the top or mid lane, the different lane here, they also need to make sure it can get going, so we can get these solo laners going for Copenhagen Wolves.
So what will Fnatic go with here? Really running that clock down and deciding in the end to go with the Elise that we expected, with Evelyn banned and Lee Sin already taken away, and also then picking up Lulu for the top lane for Soaz, I'm guessing here.
I would guess as well. One of the champions who don't necessarily need any lifesteal because she's so safe and you can poke from long range so you don't take too much damage. Therefore, again, very strong pick. You can run teleport as well. And the thing about Lulu and Kayle top lane is even though you die 4 times early game, you're still going to be relevant in the game because of your ultis and because of just the way you actually work as a champion. So it means both these champs here can get shut down early, but they're still going to be good. And therefore, they're very safe top lane picks. And of course, they work really well in the current meta.
So what will the Wolves be settling in with this time around? Looking for the AD carry, and thought maybe that would be a Kayle in the top lane. It's actually going to be Ashe locked in, and they take Renekton as well. So Kayle going to be settled in with Countard in the mid lane, and Youngbuck going to be taking his Renekton to top. But Ashe coming up, first pick here in the European LCS.
First pick, and I mean, you can now build, of course, Infinity Edge into Phantom Dancer, and once you hit the, I believe Jab was talking about the 8,180 gold mark, you actually become really, really strong. Once you have Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, double Dorans, and your boots, you are very strong. So as long as Woolite can survive the early part, where Reckless is gonna build his Blade of the Ruined King into Ghostblade, but as long as you can get past that point, get to the 8,000 gold mark, he's gonna be very, very strong, and of course it's a very good pick here. And we have to remember, Mikael's Crucible was nerfed, so it's harder to get for supports, and it was one of the reasons people didn't play Ashe any longer, because once you landed a stun, Mikael's would just cleanse the target, easy peasy, walk away, and the ulti did nothing from Ashe.
So final pick then for Fnatic will be Ziggs, settling into the mid lane for Xpeke, which means we'll be seeing that Lulu in the top lane for Soaz, he's had very much a mixed time when it comes to these top lane AP champions. We'll see how he does here against Youngbuck's Renekton.
Overall, both teams here running some very strong laners. I mean, Kayle, Ziggs in the mid lane, very strong against each other. Slight edge to Ziggs, but we need to see how the Fiend changes is actually going to affect this one, because Kayle didn't build the Fiends normally. Ziggs did. It's now nerfed. I think he's still going to build it, but he's going to take more damage from Kayle and going to have less, of course, mana regen as well from the Fiends. Up in this top lane here, Renekton, I want to talk about him when we get in the game, because there's some new tricks you can do on him here in 4.10, which are very, very strong.
Tricks from Deficio. And we'll see if Youngbuck, that was our question. Brilliant game on Irelia against Alliance last week. We'll see if he can do it here against Fnatic once again. So guys, with these champions, do you think Fnatic is still going to come out on top? Send us a tweet with the hashtag CWWin or hashtag FNCWin to @LOL Esports, and we'll check out the results in just a few moments. 88% though was a pretty huge and convincing vote.
Right.
It may shrink a little, but I still think Fnatic are going to be favored generally. What are your thoughts, though, after seeing the two teams?
Well, so overall, they have a very standard comp we've seen many times before here, where Copenhagen Wolves with a few new picks. I mean, Renekton been kind of out of favor for some time now. He's back in 4.10. Only Freddy, I believe, actually played him in Europe. Youngbuck now picking up, of course, an old main character for him. I like both comps here, actually. I really like the early pressure they can use from Copenhagen Wolves with Renekton, and if they get a lead, they can start fights with the Ash Arrow every single time and set up kills.
Two very long surviving teams as well when you factor in the intervention, the wild growth on Fnatic's side out of Soaz as top lane Lulu. Either way, we're going to find out exactly how this one goes down as we get into game for our first match of week 6. It's the Copenhagen Wolves taking on Fnatic.
So, Renekton in the top lane here. The reason he's a very strong pick now in 4.10 is the teleport we talked about earlier. Simply means it's harder for you to sustain in the lane against a lane bully like Renekton. Dragon also has been changed a little bit. It gives more gold in the early game, which means lane swapping is a bit more risky unless you feel like you can stop the lane swap. Therefore, Renekton, once again, as a lane bully, comes into the whole flow. Also, he can build Blade of the Rune King and use it with his W, where he gets multiple hits every time he hits with the W here, and it procs every single on-hit effect from the Blade of the Rune King, which of course now has been changed. It gives less lifesteal. The active is a bit worse than before, but you now have 8% current health on every hit from your auto attacks with the Blade. So it's very strong on champions who auto attacks a lot or can auto attack very, very fast, which Renekton can do. For now though, Fnatic might be face checking.
Oh, they are going to be face checking. This one, it's yellow, so that flashes instantly. Q from Airwax has landed on Reckless, but does he want to follow this one up? See a little bit of apprehension here from the Wolves. The hook slipped aside from Fnatic in the end. Blowing a couple of summoner spells in there. I say a couple, which is obviously 2, but they only used 1. That was on Yellow Star in the end. He got out there very quickly after the initial damage came down. So
some very good disengage, especially with swords on Lulu. Landing his glitter lance onto multiple members from Copenhagen was slowing them down here. But a very nice setup from the Wolves, especially because they have Ashia with her crit early on, trying to see if they can get an early kill.
So, looks like we're going to get both teams headed off to a more standard start. Although I say that, Fnatic have all 5 men, or 4 men at least in the middle. We saw Lucian recalling, and it seems like they may put some pressure down now over by the enemy blue buff, which will be hooked here by Yellow Star, and will follow through as well. And that will be the start. So Fnatic going to be seeing the enemy blue, Airwax and the rest of the Wolves going to do exactly the same on the other side of the map. And it was actually a very smart ward from the Copenhagen Wolves on the blue buff. I believe it was Youngbuck while he was running to the top lane, just put down the ward, went to the lane. So he saw now the lane swap, which means he can move away from the lane, join in with the rest of his own team down the bottom side of the map here, and just farm up a bit with Airwax, and maybe put some focus on the Dragon. So we need to see if Fnatic want to send Yellow Star down with Cyanide and with Soaz to try and stop the Dragon with 3 members, or they feel like they're just going to give up the Dragon and farm away in this lane swap. And in the middle, that's going to leave them a little bit quiet. Kayle versus Ziggs. As you mentioned before, the changes to that Athene's is going to make it interesting to see how Peke actually starts his build-off in this one up against a champion which doesn't usually factor in that Athene's. So Athene's, the nerf to Athene's, especially the magic resist nerf, which went down by 25, I believe it was, or was it 15? I'm just going to double check in 2 seconds. Still, the fact that you now have less magic resist means champions who don't build Athene's can trade better with you, and therefore they become slightly stronger in lane. Still, it's still a good item. You can still build it, and I believe he's going to do it here, especially because he needs the mana regen from the Athene's. So Yellow Star is going to start to move around the map a little bit, coming down from that top lane, leaving Reckless all to his own divide there because, well, there's no real pressure on him. The Copenhagen Wolves have 4 men on the bottom side of the map. Are they going to be going for an early Dragon? Here we see, miss there on towards Yellow Star. Let's not forget he doesn't have a flash. He's used the exhaust, but it looks like he's going to be finished off here, and the first blood goes over to Youngbuck and the Copenhagen Wolves, and he's just going to TP to that top lane to save it going down. So the Copenhagen Wolves expect
expected Fnatic to move multiple members down towards the Dragon to stop them in case they'd started it. Therefore, they were just waiting. They never started the Dragon, never took any damage for it, and Yellowstar just walked all the way from top lane down towards to the Dragon to try and stop them. Sadly enough, no flash, and very clever play by the Wolves gives them first blood.
Now we see Warlight as well using that Hulk shot nicely just to get vision of where Fnatic were actually moving. Was able to slow them down and get out of any danger on that bottom side of the map. Right now, Peke winning out on that middle lane CS. If you look at the AD carries, there's not too much difference between them, however. I'm not sure he wants that now. Didn't realize that Yellowstar was already coming back into lane. Airwax had just gone up there for a little visit, but they're going to leave Youngbuck to his own accord in that top lane. Turret not even at half HP just now.
And Renekton is one of the top laners who can really hold the tower, especially once he gets a few levels and he can start clearing the wave or at least apply some pressure by going in and stun you and the jungler joins in. Kautarth and Pekka though, trading back and forth here, definitely in favor of Kautarth.
Yeah, not sure that Peke particularly wanted to bounce him back in towards him and allow for a couple more auto attacks to actually come through in that one. In the end, Youngbuck here we can see trying his best to get that farm in and defend his tower as nicely as possible, but he needs to be a little careful on that one to not end up blowing an early flash. Airwax actually will be the one that comes across to give him a little bit of cover. Looks like he'll be wanting to recall here in just a moment.
Still a very good ward from Reckless. Once they actually pushed the wave down to the tower, he just put it over the wall into the bush here. So they saw Airwax. Now he's up in his top lane here, and Youngbuck of course just trying to wave there with him. Teleport is very far away, so he won't be able to go back and then rejoin fast to the lane.
Don't forget that teleport, 40 seconds added to it when you come to the tower, so it becomes a little bit more dangerous to use it willy-nilly, as we often see a lot of these top laners do to move quicker up into a farming position. That seems to be the first recall from Peke, so we'll see exactly where he goes with this Ziggs build. A little bit scared there of Kautarth coming through. Unlimited actually waiting off to the side as well. That's a good ward who would have spotted Unlimited coming through either way. Top lane is still pushing though in favor of Fnatic, and just a couple more auto attacks from Reckless will be able to finish that one off. I could imagine that the bottom lane's in a similar scenario because there's been pressure on that for a while, but look at this. Airwax now coming to the middle as well. They get the slow on Peke, but it's about getting him away from this mid lane turret. They call in Soaz now to middle to make sure that they can defend that.
So because the top tower is already gone due to Youngbuck being back in base and no teleport ready for him, they just sent multiple members to this mid lane. Peke was out of mana, so he couldn't wave there fast enough, and therefore they got some damage on the tower. Still, because Sana was there, had to back away, couldn't actually take it down.
And Youngbuck now could be in a little bit of trouble. We'll see how this all works out. And there we see 80-20 in favor of Fnatic. So has changed slightly. The hook's going to land into Youngbuck. Don't think he's in danger there, though. He'll just slice his way out of it. Actually, we did get a quick glimpse on the bottom tower of Fnatic, which is actually not as low in HP. Of course, the top one, because that is now down. So a little bit less pressure and damage done by the Copenhagen Wolves on that front. And no early Dragon attempt. 7 minutes in, we have been seeing last week in particular, at least here in Europe, that a lot of early Dragons were done. Not going for it this time around though, the Wolves.
So the reason the early Dragon wasn't done this time was because the Wolves were just baiting it out, waiting for Yellowstar to move down without the flash, killed him, and therefore just went back to the lanes. But it actually bought a lot of time also for Soaz to just farm in this bottom lane here. He's been one-on-one against Woolite for most of the time, while Unlimited's been trying to roam around a little bit. He went to the mid lane, had to back away here. So Soaz been able to pick up some good farm, some experience. He's level 6 now, slightly ahead of Youngbuck here, who's been 1v2ing the most of the time of this top lane.
So let's have a look down the items. Seen a couple of different things coming out. Actually, we did see that Fnatic stole the Copenhagen Wolves' blue buff. The Wolves reply instantly by taking Fnatic's, but give it over to the mid laner as well. So Kautarth going to have that to work with. Peke not going to get a blue buff this round. We can also see that he picked up the Chalice, so is going to be going to the Athenes despite the changes.
So again, it's still a good item. It still gives you a lot of mana regeneration. It gives 60 AP as well. I mean, overall, you can still build it, and definitely on a champion like Ziggs, who really needs the mana here. So it's pretty smart. And we actually see a lot of focus on his mid lane. Sana's been around his mid lane quite a lot as well, moving in, clearing the wave out as soon as Kautarth was gone, and he backed away. He's been around to defend as well. So overall, a lot of this game has been about lane swap and then focus on the mid lane.
Kautarth, however, though, is already up at level 7, which means got his ultimate and makes him a lot harder to kill. And look at this, Cyanide Is he going to go towards his top lane? Youngbuck also level 6, as is Soaz. So we'll see if they can actually lock Youngbuck up, but with the mobility on Renekton and a flash still available for him, don't particularly see the damage being there by Fnatic to actually end up killing him. Actually, it may just change that as Youngbuck coming out takes half the health away from Soaz. There is an early flashes down in his bottom lane. Everything's thrown at Yellow Star. The Yarrow is going to come out. There's the flash over to the King, and Yellow Star now in all kinds of trouble, but Airwax taking a lot of damage as well. Yellow Star going to flash away, and they manage to get the kill. Reckless though, being locked up by the brown passive, and now it's all on Woolite. 2 versus 1. Colleen comes out. Yellow Star's going to keep going, but realizes it may be too low, so Ziggs bomb comes down. Doesn't actually land in the end, and that will be a 2-0 in favor of Fnatic, and they're going to keep going here possibly as well towards the Dragon top lane. Youngbuck did go down to that gank earlier on.
And we did talk about how Ashe needs time to build up. She needs around this 8,000 gold point before she really becomes strong. Therefore, Lucian is just so much stronger in this stage of the game, and the gank. Fnatic just turns it around. We're just gonna see it again here. Actually, we're gonna see the top lane. Soaz, first of all, he plays very stupid on purpose. He wants to bait out Youngbuck to go towards him, so he just walks in his face. Now Youngbuck, because the tower is gone, there's nowhere for him to run. Just gonna be chased down here, slowed every single time. Easy kill for Fnatic. And down his bottom lane at the same time, Reckless picking up the double kill. He already had the Cutlass here. There was a PF sword still on the side of Ashe. Cyanide, he's in trouble.
He's in a little bit of trouble, however, he does have Soaz coming in. Peke will move to the side. That's a good minefield. Will slow down both of them, and they're going to go for it here. Intervention used, but a good satchel charge brings them back. Hook comes out from Yellow Star, traps him against the wall. That's Soaz getting the kill, and there's a lantern to get him away. 1-for-1 in the end. Airwax gets off to a ward as well to keep himself alive. Soaz couldn't quite get around to chase that one. It's an exchange in the jungle.
Once again, Fnatic are there with multiple members trying to win the fights here. They didn't need it down the bottom lane before, but this time around they needed 4 members. Soaz though could just teleport to this top lane instantly. Youngbuck already used his teleport before, couldn't join in for the fight. Overall though, Fnatic winning out on the small fights.
Didn't expect Youngbuck to be killed in that top lane, and obviously I was proved wrong with that one. I actually got both of them pretty low and probably left guessing then if I'd have actually just stuck around and fought them straight up, maybe I could have taken one down with me. Meanwhile though, he's coming from that top lane down towards mid. Already a pink ward in position though, will spot him out, and there's the second one for him if he actually spots it. There we go. So he's going to clear both of those out. Big costly there for Fnatic.
Yeah, losing 2 pink wards. Never a nice thing, and Copenhagen was instantly moving towards the Dragon because Youngbuck moved from this top lane. Soaz is going to join him, however. We should see a 5 versus 5 if Pekka gets here in time.
Down the ultimates, we have intervention back up. The Ashe arrow is in there. The bomb already used by Peke to get some early damage in, and a couple of minion from the Copenhagen Wolves fairly low as he comes across the side. Dragon is low, but still not taken. There it is. Airwax will finish it up. Last second intervention onto Youngbuck, but he won't be able to escape. And now they're looking for more. Countdown in the back of the Dragon pit, completely isolated. Cyanide flashes over, gets the cocoon, and that's 4 men down. I'm not sure if Woolite can get away from this one. It's all going to be about whether Cyanide can land the shot. No, not quite. Woolite got the speed on him, but 4 men taken down by Fnatic. That's a win-win scenario. The Wolves did get the Dragon, though, as a consolation in that fight, I guess you can say.
Well, I'm actually very surprised they decided to start the Dragon. We're just going to see the replay again. Fnatic, they come in from multiple sides. Unlimited, he was very low from the poke already. And yes, the Dragon went down in favor of Copenhagen Wolves, but everyone took so much damage. They were just standing in a group. Easy for Fnatic to win this fight here. Chase on, picks up 4 kills. And the thing is, Copenhagen Wolves, when you play Ashe, when you play Kayle, you need time to build up. You're against a Lucian, you're against a Ziggs, and a Lulu. All these champions are very, very strong at this point, especially now. Once the Blade of the Ruined King gets completed from Reckless, he's going to be very strong in this early mid-game. So I'm not sure why Copenhagen Wolves are forcing objectives and team fights, because it's definitely in favor of Fnatic.
And there is the Blade of the Ruined King done. Also got himself the Brutalizer, so working up towards that Youmuu's Ghost Blade as well, which Jack talked about extensively earlier on, and we're seeing a lot more AD carries picking that one up. Fantastic item for its price.
Yeah, it's gonna make you so strong. You need around 7,000 gold for the Ghost Blade and the Blade of the Ruined King, and the whole idea, especially on Lucian, is you now rely a lot on your passive, so you get this double auto attack where you do 8% of the current health of the target on every single hit you do. So your entire combo is not about your abilities any longer, it's just your passive auto attacks. And of course with the 6 seconds on Ghostblade for ranged champions, you're very fast. I mean, you get 20% movement speed and 40% attack speed, so you have this 6 second window where you just do so much damage. And you can also activate your calling. Here's an engage though, arrow coming in.
Arrow coming in, lands on towards Yellow Star. Great play though. Peke actually joining the party as well as the intervention goes to Unlimited. But Countdown's going to get finished off. Half Fnatic got the damage. The Copenhagen Wolves have turned around, but they're calling ripping through them. Reckless now on a rampage. Woolite goes down. That's a double for the support Yellow Star. And Soaz is still chasing. He fancies a go on Unlimited and he will get it as well. Will they dive Airwax? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Airwax goes between the towers. Gives Soaz a chance to actually get on this one. And there is the double. Would have maybe been better off just standing under his turret. In the end, it doesn't matter. He's an ace for Fnatic.
So the idea for Copenhagen Wolves here was Cyanide is not there. It's only 4 members. Let's engage, get a kill or 2, and back away. But because they're so weak at this point, because I keep referring back to it, Ashe and Kayle, they need time to build up. They can't win these fights. Even 4 members from Fnatic destroyed them. And just pick up even more kills, even more gold for Fnatic. Overall, this game is really getting out of hand.
13-2 in kills, 4-0 in turrets in favor of Fnatic. The outer ring completely down, that middle inner turret. 4th of the game, and the Copenhagen Wolves need to stall this one out for a long time. Let's just say at this stage. That Kayle nowhere near being powerful enough to have the impact that, I mean, look at Reckless here, 4-0-6, he's got Cyanide on Lulu, not Cyanide on Lulu, that wouldn't make sense. Soaz on Lulu at 4-0-5, they're actually going for Airwax, going to kick him back. Repel will actually send him to the backside, and like that, 2 versus 3, they're able to keep them away from Cyanide, and now Woolite's in all kinds of trouble. Soaz on him, he's got a red buff as well. Arrow used though, Woolite turns that one around, and there is, he's ticking away, but it's not going to be enough. Really, really well done. Didn't use the ult on himself.
Yeah, Soaz, he didn't expect the arrow in the very end from Woolite, so he saved his ult for such a long time. Yellow Star in trouble.
He's in complete no man's land, going to get caught. Countdown actually flashing in. Has he got the damage to finish off? No, Yellow Star getting away from that. And now Peke throwing it all back at them. Cyanide is going to be chasing in there as well. Repel comes over the top. Who's he going to go for? I don't think he's got the damage for any. And the Cocoon missed, but Fnatic there able to turn it around and keep Yellow Star alive.
But Copenhagen also trying to find fights now, just not team fights, but just 1 or 2 fights here and there. If they can find 1 or 2 members from Fnatic out of position, they want to go for it, want to try and pick up a kill and then back away. So they're playing a bit of an aggressive style of defending here by constantly looking for fights. And then of course Soaz down this bottom lane shouldn't have died. He just didn't expect the arrow in the very end.
I just noticed actually that top lane CS, Youngbuck 105 to the 58 of Soaz. Soaz is pretty much farming champion at this stage rather than going for the minions. Mid lane CS is level. Reckless got an advantage not just obviously in CS but in kills as well. 4-0-6 and he's closing in on 2,000 gold lead as well over the opposite number, Woolite. So we'll see how that one all builds up for them. But Fnatic, as you mentioned, when it comes to team fights right now, have such an advantage that Wolves need to avoid them at all costs.
And Ghostblade should be ready very, very soon for Reckless as well. And once he picks it up, we're just going to see the burst damage he can actually do for those 6 seconds here when he activates it, and how hard it's going to be for Copenhagen Wolves to actually kill him. Soaz here, he's actually doing the same build he's done before on Lulu, where he goes loads of Thorns into a Morello Nomicon. And in this patch here, because Morello Nomicon gives slightly more AP than it did before, it's actually a very good route here, because you don't need the Fiends, especially not when you're laying against the likes of Renekton.
Look at this, Yellow Star going to get a hook onto Youngbuck. No follow-up just yet, but the Lantern goes down, and they're going to go for Youngbuck. Airwax actually there, that's a good kick to slow them down. Coulthard comes in from the side, but they've got Cyanide now joining the party. Peke can come in from the side as well.
Oh, nice.
Actually going to knock Coulthard up in the air. He still has intervention though, so Peke not throwing everything, including the ultimate at him, but good damage either way.
Getting some poke here. Fnatic are just pushing down multiple lanes. We see Soaz in this bottom lane, one-on-one against Woolite. Peke staying in the mid lane alone because he's 6, he can just wave clear very, very fast. And then of course multiple members in this top lane here, looking for fights as well. If they just kill 1 member from Copenhagen Wolves, they should be able to take a tower in one of the lanes.
Dragon is actually live here as well. It was a bit of a bloodbath last time with the Copenhagen Wolves getting the kill on the Dragon itself as the arrow comes flying through. Unlimited is only in the only one in range there of Soaz, and he damages him enough that the Copenhagen Wolves can't follow through on that one. We'll see if that has implications here now that we come to the Dragon time.
Well, the main engage tool from the Copenhagen Wolves are now down, and Soaz didn't even have to do anything other than just dodge a little bit to the side. So they can just start the Dragon here. They got full control as well of the river area. There's only one ward from the Copenhagen Wolves, but it's far away from the Dragon. Pops in one here, gets the timer at least, but not in a position to try and fight.
And there's Soaz straight away. He's going to teleport onto the top lane, make sure that Youngblood can't have a go at that one. Still a mass of CS behind, but a mass of kills in front, which is really helping him out there. And the fact is that Fnatic really, really far ahead now in this game. 4-1. The gold not too far away from hitting a 10,000 gold lead for Fnatic. And here is another blue buff going to be stolen away. This time, we'll be giving over to Soaz on Lulu.
So blue buff here. Oh, they're going for Youngblood again.
And the hook.
Nope.
Wow. Not quite in there. Actually went for his position before the slice came out, but see that pretty much every lane except the bottom side is being a little bit pressured. Although I say that the top lane was pushed up further there by Youngblood, but down in the bottom, Woolite's trying his best here to get some turrets.
Yeah, they're actually giving Woolite a lot of farm here because Fnatic leave him to farm by himself. Don't really manage to punish anywhere else on the map, so Copenhagen Wolves for now, defending well. Will pick up a tower because teleport is gone from Soaz. He had to use the top lane just before, so he won't be able to defend it. And Woolite just building towards the points where he can become very, very strong on the Ashe here. Still need a bit of time though.
And while we can talk about how long it's going to take, because Infinity Edge is up, his way up as well to the static shift, but on the other side, that Ghost Blade already done for Reckless. We also see a needlessly large rod for Peke on top of his Athenes. The shift was just completed as well by Woolite after he took down that one. The arrow comes through, but not quite in the right position. Soaz just stepping off to the side, and this could actually be dangerous for the Copenhagen Wolves, trying to hold on to this inner turret in that top lane.
Very, very close. There are only 4 members from Fnatic here. Airworks though taking a lot of damage trying to move in for the engage. Reckless now is down this bottom lane. Woolite should run down and join him and trying to defend the tower here. Overall though, it's basically just Copenhagen was trying to defend. Fnatic trying to look for this one kill here or look for an opening and just some damage on the tower and just slowly try and grind them out.
And Youngblood yet to get a full item actually finished off. He got the cowl in there, got himself Cutlass as well, if I can remember the name, but this is the problem for him with Ziggs hammering away from that backside. Hard to hold on to these turrets, already down to less than half HP as Peke using the satchel charge to keep the zone going on, constantly damaging that tower. 1 or 2 waves more and that inner turret is going to go down. Bottom lane as well, Ashe versus Lucian. It's a Lucian with Ghost Blade and that Blade of the Ruin King. I'm not sure that Woolite would be fancying his chances in a 1v1.
Definitely not. I mean, the upfront damage Reckless can do at this point is very, very high. He should be able to kill Woolite. Therefore, Woolite as well is just staying back and farming. He doesn't push the wave out as long as he's like, okay, is Reckless nearby? Not gonna push, just gonna wait. Reckless shows somewhere else, then he can keep pushing up.
So, with that inner turret
look here, look at Reckless down the bottom lane. He's just waiting in the bush. No Woolite, very smart play. Then he comes out and takes the farm.
Camping it out, and that's going to pull Woolite straight back down there afterwards. Reckless, though, will be headed home. So I've looked down some of the other items in there. We're going to be seeing the Rabadon's Death Cap done for Soaz momentarily. Needlessly large rod and the Blasted Wand already done. Youngblood finally finishing a big item here, picking up that Blade of the Ruin King.
So we talked a little bit about the Blade early on, and it actually makes Renekton very strong in split push and one-on-one in general. I've seen some very different builds. I've seen like Ghost Blade into, oh no, Reckless coming in, Source as well.
Yeah, strong in a 1v1, but what about a 2v1 with Soaz coming in there? There's the knock-up, and that's an easy kill. Reckless now unstoppable as he goes 5-0-6. And it's funny, in the pre-show, we were talking about Reckless, no doubt world class. Does he sometimes play passively? He's not been scared of getting his hands dirty this game.
No, definitely seems to favor the new item build here on Lucian. Has been doing such a good job overall. And of course, Youngblood, he's very far behind. He's 1v2. There's nothing he can do. I mean, he has no armor at this point.
Yeah.
Against a 5-0 AD carry, it's just a lost cause for him.
So, trying to hold on to this bottom lane. You just have to feel that it's going to go the same way as what happened in the top lane, with Peke now moving down after pushing the inner turret in. Top lane's actually pushing in favor of the Copenhagen Wolves though, so that inhibitor turret should be fairly safe for now. But now with Peke moving in, another wave just going past the halfway point of the map. As the arrow comes through, they're going to go for Peke, throwing him out the side there, but he jumps away. Can he survive this one? He isn't going to survive. He does go down, with the rest of Fnatic trying to pick up kills. Good ultimate out of Unlimited. I'm not sure that Fnatic can actually fight this one. Woolite is going to force them away. Cyanide comes down, and the Wolves repel the attack down bottom. Oh, do they? Soa's going very aggressive. Going to use the wild growth on himself, but I think he might pay. Lantern comes out, and he goes off to safety. A messy fight with no real kills coming down except the one on Peke.
But still, Copenhagen Wolves looking stronger here. We have 2 items completed onto Woolite. It's what we talk about, where he needs these items to build up before he can really start to do some damage. It was a very good arrow coming in. Teleport on the face as well, and just picked up the 1 kill. And Fnatic just had to back away, except for Source just trying in the end, being a little bit aggressive. Lantern was there to save him from Yellow Star.
Took that. I'm going to say calculated Yellow Star.
Of course.
Telling him that that Lantern was down, have a go at it and take it if you need. Let's have a look at that one, starting with the arrow.
So again, it's very good engaged by Woolite, spotting Xpeke being a bit far away from the team. Just instant arrow him, nobody's there to help him in time. He goes down, and then the Copenhagen Wolves actually looking very good. Kautar's completely untouched at this point, and nobody from Fnatic can move anywhere because of the ult from Unlimited, just across the whole thing here. Source trying to flash Q, AOX, didn't work for him and has to take the Lantern away.
I was going to say close to going down, but all those shields that he gets keeping him alive. And we've got 5 seconds here until the Dragon comes up. It's actually the Copenhagen Wolves that are in position for this one already, but Fnatic starting to close it.
And teleport on Source, he should be able to join in case they want to fight for this one. Woolite arrow once again.
Oh, going towards Cyanide here, but he's just going to go up in the air. We'll come right down on top of him. Good Lantern. TP going to come in from the side as well. Where's the damage going? The hook comes in. They manage to get the AD carry. He gets the intervention on him and maybe gets Reckless out of the fight. No, Reckless has damaged too much for them there. It's a double, another double for Yellow Star. We'll see a kill for Reckless now as he starts dominating the game at 6-0-9. And Fnatic pick up 4 kills. Almost had the ace onto Airwax. They're forgetting the Dragon. They want the Baron.
I really like 4.10 so far in Europe. I mean, there's team fights every single minute in this game here. Both teams just going back and forth. This time around, it was Yellow Star with the Lantern, and then the hook onto Woolite, really being the MVP of the fight. Beautiful play by him. Fnatic picks up 4 kills, and now also the Baron. We're just going to see it again here. Sun actually being caught a little bit out of position, but because Yellow Star is in a good spot with the Lantern, he gets him out. Teleport comes in from Source, and Reckless just needs to stay by himself on this top side here, and then beautiful hook onto Woolite, engaged, and even plays Kautar as well, so he's also an easy target to kill afterwards. And overall, just a good team fight by Fnatic.
So you mentioned earlier on the changes to the random entitlement. As that replay runs out, and of course Fnatic picked up the Baron. I actually saw Cyanide getting himself frozen heart here.
So I was talking with Reckless before this game here about how strong minus attack speed items are now. So if you can build a frozen heart, reduce the attack speed of the enemy AD carry, you are going to be in such a good position, especially also because you're against a Kale, which of course wants to attack a lot with his Hurricane, with the Nash's Tooth here. So overall, the Frozen Heart is very, very nice. But also because every single AD carry, due to the Bloodthirst changes, will focus on auto-attacking a lot more. Even Lucian, Graves, don't expect to see him a lot. If we do, he still has to build either Infinity Edge or Blade of the Ruined King, and therefore focus on auto-attacking a lot. So when you have Frozen Heart, even Randu and Omen, these items, or champions who can reduce attack speed, they're going to be very, very strong in here in 4.10.
So let's take a look at the big picture as we're approaching the half-an-hour point of the game. 18-4 in kills. Big lead on that front for Fnatic. The gold is sat already over 12,000. 5-2 turret lead for them as well. So definitely their backs to the wall here, the Copenhagen Wolves. And with that Baron buff on now for Fnatic, they're going to come under a torrent of aggression out of the Fnatic team, trying to siege down these towers. We see there already the damage coming on towards Kautar. That's going to force him right back away from it. Unlimited doing his best to try and hold him in, but he gets hooked, finished off, absolutely blown to pieces, with Reckless getting another one at 7-0-9 now.
And there's so much damage on everyone from Fnatic at this point here. We even see Xpeke is delaying his Void Staff. He doesn't need it at this point here. Just go towards the Hourglass so he can dodge around the arrow, or in case he does get stunned, he can use it afterwards to try to survive some of the burst until his team can help him. So overall, Fnatic is looking so strong. Look at that form.
Well, that's enough to get them away from that turret. Copenhagen Wolves trying their best to hang on to that one. Bottom lane actually has still the inner turret standing, so That's basically a free turret here for Fnatic. They can definitely tank things up. They've got shields if nothing else in there as well. So we'll see how they work on that one. Good Q to spot out Yellow Star, but I don't see the Wolves maybe even trying to hold on to this inner turret. Too dangerous for them to stick around in the open there.
And also they're just so far behind in items. I mean, just look, compare the junglers here. Frozen Heart completed on Cyanide, so he's doing so much work in the middle of everyone from the Wolves. Even Youngbuck wants to auto-attack at this point because of Bladed on King being so good on Renekton. So every single member just gets affected by Cyanide if he's around them. And of course Reckless now. Infinity Edge completed as well. So with the 15% crit from his Ghost Blade compared with the Infinity Edge, he has so much synergy between all his items, and the 6-second burst, insane. And that's minion.
Yeah, flash hug from Yellow Star. Worth the chance to get that one started off, but the risk not really paying off for him. I saw the statistics there. Reckless got 15 kills ahead overall. As Unlimited gonna get hooked in, and again taken down to less than half HP, and that may just be enough to get them. The turret, Youngbuck now gonna be hooked in as well. The bomb comes through. Countdown gets locked up, blown to pieces before he can even use his intervention. And there's another hook. What is with Yellow Star today? Landing them left, right, and center. The Collie comes through. Cyanide gonna get in there. Peke will actually finish off, and Woolite might not be safe here as he tries and does get back onto the fountain, but that's going to be the turret.
Yeah, super minion.
Or maybe not. Fnatic just going to go straight for the base. There's 3 men down for the Copenhagen Wolves. First Nexus, so he's going down. Another hook landing, and another kill for Fnatic and Reckless. The Youngbuck will get away, but that's not going to matter too much, actually.
Oh,
he hooked him as well.
Everywhere.
If you got 10 points for a hook, then Yellow Star would be outscoring every single person this week. What a fantastic game. Fnatic pick up the victory. The Copenhagen Wolves, though, the woes continue. They lose another game.
But such a great game to watch because there was so much action all the time here. Yes, you can argue Copenhagen Wolves shouldn't be team fighting early with the comp they had, but they still did. And Fnatic was there to punish them. Didn't just wait around. It was fights non-stop, over and over and over. And the game finishes well before the 30-minute mark here. So great game, especially great start game of 4.10.
Really, really good. See, hopefully the games continue like this. As a play-by-play caster, this is kind of like heaven for me. But just to run through some of those Fnatic scores once again, starting off in the top lane, because we've always had doubts about AP top laners with Soaz, but he had a fantastic game this time around. 5-1-13 he finished by the end of that one. So Cyanide at 2-1-11, Peke 4-1-13, but Reckless 9-0-12 on Lucian.